Pretty good.
Oh yeah? Staying cool out there and all that heat?
Yeah. I quit this place. I put in my request to change to Humboldt, you know.
Oh.
Because, I mean, Tony got mad at me. Judy got mad at me. The nurses were forcing me to take Paxil, and they people were talking about doing drugs on the property. No one would listen to me, so I just said, well, I'm going to take off, you know, because these people are not, didn't even get disciplined or written up, and I felt really betrayed that they set me for not taking my meds. They forced me to take Paxil. They won't even write up Judy for trying to suppress the police report.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, that's just really lame.
I'm glad you're back.
No, I quit. I put in a request to change to Humboldt.
Okay, well, we'll look at the request, and if it makes sense, we can make that happen.
Yeah. Well, I felt Brent was guilty of willful neglect because he kept me on 75 cents a week for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I mean, maybe he didn't have money, like say Kim Faust and Cara Thiel would say, except that they didn't have money in the bank. Cara took off on vacation, didn't leave any contingency checks for me. So I lost, like, in all this, over these years, I've lost 2 teeth, kind of severe thinning of the teeth, severe erosion, and what they call decalcification, and tooth chipping. I don't even sound the same, and so I'm like, well, I'm just going to take a different site. But I mean, what I mean by willful neglect is he was just real disrespectful to me when I talked to him about it. I said, well, do you have any shelters or group homes, like, or food banks or food banks I can go to? He says, dude, leave me alone. I don't know. You have to look it up yourself. You have the internet, don't you? I says, well, it's kind of your job to take responsibility or some degree of accountability for the welfare of your clients, clients, really. Okay. Hey, Bob. And he just blew me off. Which would make sense, except according to, like, Bryce said, I was here every day of the week for like 3 or 4 weeks, and it was just got lame because he kept blowing me off. I was like, you don't even have a food bank I can go to? I don't have any rice or butter left. So I was like, well, I mean, that went on for some time, and then finally, they got my check burned out. Then I was asking for like Social Security for like critical information from the desk, like Christine Hall and Tony Walker. Tony got really mad at me, so I called the police on her.
Okay.
And I filed a complaint with the police. Then I called CMD, the Colorado Medical Department Directory. Called Colorado Access, filed a grievance with them, and I talked to the Better Business Bureau. And it's like they didn't even write her up. Next day she took a vacation, and so I was like, they didn't even write her up, and I thought it was so lame. So what happened next was, hi Bob. What happened next was, what's his name? I don't know. It just got really lame. This kind of event has been going on for a long time. The med nurses don't know what they're doing. I asked Fanny, Janine, Renee, and Tamika what the side effects were Paxil according to birth defects, and I was like, because the bad law drugs. Elliot Spitzer in New York, the district attorney. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
And they didn't know what they were talking about. I said, well, would you look it up for me? Because one of my lady friends might be expecting a baby with me.
Okay.
And they wouldn't look it up. I said, well, can I show you a printout of it? They said no. My mentor didn't know what I was talking about. This is my psychiatrist. So I was like, that's totally lame. I called Paxil bad drug, reported them. I called a Paxil lawyer, reported them. I'm going to call Colorado Access and report them anyway. I mean, I'm just kind of fed up with this place,
Sounds like you put in a request, and let's see how Kara handles that and where it goes. And, if that gets approved, maybe we'll be able to set up a treatment regime that's more workable for you.
Well, here's what I asked for: pending charges of willful neglect, police suppression, attempted property theft, and malpractice in medicine. What we call a physical threats under a physician's and psychiatric authority.
Okay.
Is I asked to be changed to Humboldt to get a new psychiatrist and a new caseworker.
Okay.
So it's all three in tow. I don't know. I like these women here, but I just don't want to spend time with these people when they just ignore me.
Let's see how that request goes, and if that's approved, then it sounds like you'll get what you feel like you want and need.
Do you think I'll get it? I take my meds pretty consistently.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's see what Kara has to say about it first.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty rational with her.
All right, and if I can be helpful in any way, I certainly will be.
Can you tell me if these people were written up for these offenses?
We don't get feedback on disciplinary action to anybody. I appreciate it's hard to not get that back. That becomes a private matter for their record.
Judy Johnson, the manager of this place, she asked for my.
Sometimes things like that do happen.
Well, she asked. I called the police on Holly, the patient, the client here, and then Judy said, "Don't call the police. We're not doing drugs here. Don't call them again. Give me your cell phone." And I was like, I talked to the police about it. They said you need a judge's subpoena to take a $400, $500 cell phone in 3 different districts.
Well, yeah, we don't take anybody's cell phone.
But she said that to me, and she was very coercive about it. It's very intimidating. I consider that an attempt to steal my cell phone.
That's really kind of odd, because we certainly wouldn't take anybody's cell phone.
Well, I mean, she said that the police instructed her to take my cell phone, for her to take my cell phone. The police said they would never do that. I talked to the police. They said to take a $600 cell phone would cost, you need a judge's subpoena. That's a very serious idea.
Correct.
Yeah, it's theft, intimidation over theft, and ensconcement. I was like, it's not appropriate. I'm surprised you even write her up.
Well, yeah, like I said, we're in a difficult spot not being able to give feedback to people on what we do disciplinarily.
Okay, should I go talk to?
Sometimes things happen and we can't say anything about it.
Should I go talk to the police again about this?
No, I think I would wait and see what Kara has to say about your request to change sites.
Do you think Judy would confess to asking for my cell phone, or rather demanding my cell phone from me at the time?
That I'm not sure of.
You mean she'll deny it though?
I don't know.
Can I submit a request for her to give testimony over that?
You certainly can submit something. Submit what you, I think, what I would do is ask Kara to see what she knows about that. It sounds like you work with her about
the
that.
paperwork? Like to
Yeah,
say,
I think the best thing would be to wait to see what they do with your request for a new
I
site.
know. I'll have to talk to the police about this. Maybe they'll, I guess, have a car sent out here and they can interview her over that.
Try to focus on making your life better, getting what you need.
I guess that's healthy, Jay. Okay, thank you, Jay.
All right, thanks. It's always nice to talk to you.
Yeah, I want to go talk to Bob first. Yeah.